So it was our work immersion in a radio station when I got to face this dilemma. My classmate haven't done drafting his article that should be reported in the first hour of the program. My 3 other classmates were assigned in the field, so I was the only one left, and the broadcaster in charge asked me to report since I'm already finished with my article, and said that he got my back since it would be my first time to report live. And for the facts, the first one is my classmate haven't done drafting his article, and for the second one is me that was asked to report live since I'm done with my article. And for the stakeholders, me, my classmate, the radio station, and the broadcaster in charge. For the dilemmas, the first one is to let my classmate finish his article or accept the challenge. The alternatives are, for the first one, either we got scolded and the program might be delayed because of us, or the second one is I'll be enjoying it since I'm gonna be using my skills in broadcasting. And for the principles, for the first one is self-preservation, and for the second one is courage, obedience, sense of responsibility, and optimism. And for the consequences, for the first one is guilt and shame because of cowardliness, and for the second one is satisfaction, enjoyment, and it would be enthusiastic. And for the decision, I accepted the challenge and I enjoyed delivering my news to the people listening in the program, and I got to learn things that I have used for the whole immersion.
Happened before the lockdown. I was with my friend. My friend and I was on our way home, and we entered and we realized that my phone was missing when we got off the train. Fact number 1 is I lost my phone, and fact number 2 is I lost it on the train, and fact number 3 is I'm not even sure if I left it or it was stolen from me. So the stakeholders were me, my friend of course, the LRT station, and my parents, my family. It's either I will tell my parents the truth, the second one is to get a loan, buy a new phone that is the same one as the phone I lost, and then pretend that nothing happened. The alternatives was I should go home, face my parents, and tell them the truth, and the other one is lie, suffering paying the loan alone, using my student allowance. So the consequences of the two dilemmas will be in first option, in short term, I will be scolded, but I will have peace of mind. And in the long run, I will suffer in online classes because I don't have a phone. The second consequence for the second option is I will not be scolded and I will have a phone to use for online classes, but in the long run, I will be troubled and anxious, and I will have uncertainty in where I will get the money because of the lack of budget caused by the lockdown. The decision I made was to go home and tell my parents the truth about using my phone. With the short term, I was scolded, but I got peace of mind. But in the long run, I suffered in online classes just as what I expected.
My congratulations, Mrs. Aquino. I am here in front of you to share with you the dilemma that I experienced years ago. So, I experienced body shaming a lot before because of my weight is not applicable with my age. So, my classmates will always tell me that try to lose weight. You're so big. You're fat. For the dilemma analysis, first is the fact that I experienced body shaming. And for the stakeholders, of course, myself and my classmates before. And the next is the dilemma. So I told that to my parents. So they tried to talk to my teachers. So my teachers can also talk to my classmates about that issue. Then the alternatives is that for me, not to experience it again, I tried something. I tried to lose weight for myself, of course. So lastly, the consequence, as I grew older, I learned to love myself more and accept the flaws that I have. Thank you.
Facts are making a purchase online and it shows that it is already paid even though it is not. A bug occur in the application or website and nobody knows it. The stakeholders are the company that owns the app, and the delivery man, and the customer who ordered, and it is me. The dilemma is file a tech support involving to the incident or just leave it. The alternatives are call the hotline of the application or let the developer solve the issue. Comparison of the alternatives with principles. True kindness and its support preservative. The consequences are satisfaction that makes peace of our mind and remorseful that will lead us to troubled mind. Clearly, the move that I did is very unethical because I didn't return the item due to pandemic.
After a happy yet tiring long day while walking, I saw my smartphone in the cut-off area in your school. At that time, I already planned to do 1, 2, 3 or to just feed the only 5 peso coin left in my wallet because my money disappeared like a bubble after spending unnecessary food and things since it was a foundation day. I was pretty sure no one saw the phone before me, so I picked it up. What do you think did I do to the phone? On my way home, I saw a smartphone in the catwalk area in your school. I picked it up, nobody saw it. I'm in need of money. The student who lost the phone, me, both of our parents. To report it in the lost and found of our school or to sell it at the nearest smartphone shop. Wait for at least 15 minutes to look for someone looking for a phone and post it on our school's Facebook group page or sell the phone since they say finders keepers. Integrity, justice, or survival of my school allowance, missionary, state of peace of mind, positive energy, or huge school allowance, or feeling of remorse. I decided to surrender the phone in your school legal authorities because I would rather not eat for a week for spending too much than to feel remorse for selling someone's phone because after all, that would be a crime of stealing by family. And after a few days, the phone got back to its owner to where it actually belongs.
Sarah Koobat, and this story is about me back in 2016 when I realized I did not review for our Mandarin test. I told my friends and classmates about it and they told me that they will help me through cheating. So the facts are me going to school not reviewing for it. The second one is my friends and classmates are willing to help me through cheating. The stakeholders are me, my friends, my classmate, and the proctor. The dilemmas, first one is me cheating that test but will definitely pass it. The second one is me not cheating the test but will definitely fail that test. The alternatives are first, me using the time that I have left through reviewing so that I can still answer on my own. And the second one is me cheating and asking my seatmates what are the answers for that specific questions. The comparison of alternatives for me is me being trustworthy, which means I won't be tolerating any forms of cheating just for the sake of grades. And the second one is me having survival, which means I will do anything just for the sake of grades because I know it will have an effect on my card. The consequences, first one is me not overthinking things because I know that I will have a good grade at the end of the day. And the second one is me realizing that also it is my own fault that as a student I should always check my schedule and I will always review for any kind of subject. The decision that I made is me not cheating because that is me being unfair to other students who did their hard work for that certain subject, and also me realizing that I will just do my best on the next examinations that we have.
Hello, I am Stefano, and when I was in grade 7, I accidentally hurt my classmate and it causes him to have back pain. Then my teacher asked me to talk to my mom or my guardian. She told me that if I was not able to meet her with my mom, she would file a suspension for me for 1 month. And if my mom showed up or able to talk to her, she will give me a warning. Then I was making decision of mine even though. But I don't want to fail my mom, so I told her, and I told her the truth. Then, luckily, my teacher gave me a warning, and after that, my mom was only called because of my awards, the awards that I'm receiving throughout my high school years, and that's how I face my challenges.
My biggest dilemma is that I want to do something else, but because of financial incapability, I've resorted to taking something else that I don't want. Before freshman year, when I've learned that I did not pass any university that is offering the degree program that I want, which is broadcasting, my whole world actually crashed. But because I am one of the people in the margin, I realized I needed to stand again and do the backup plan. I enrolled at RTU and told myself that I'd transfer after a year. I was then determined to finish the freshman year and was decided to go undoubtedly. Chances and opportunities came, but something was holding me back. Plus, the quarantine limits me from doing paperworks. I thought twice about it hard. That's how my parents got into the picture. Although I was in full scholarship, my parents still made an effort, and I don't want to fail them. My mom is old already, and I want her to see me graduate at the very least. It's true that I'm not happy studying poli-sci compared to broadcasting, but I have so many time left, and my parents are my priorities right now.
Hi, I am Erica, and today I will share to you one of the dilemma I experienced years ago in the province, which is bullying. I grew up in a poor family, and back when I was a kid, some of my classmates always degrade me because of my appearance and the way I act and the way I interact to other people. I don't know why, but that's the sad reality of my past. So for the dilemma analysis, the first one is facts, which are I grew up in a poor family and they get bullied me because of my appearance. For the stakeholders, of course, myself who get bullied and some of my classmates who are bullied. Third one is dilemma. First, I report them immediately to our teacher, and second, I ignore them just to pursue my studies. For the alternatives, my mom called their parents and set meetings. And lastly, the consequences, which are the peace of mind that I have now, and I just learned from the past. That's all.
It was our final exam in a major subject. I had almost no reviews I wasn't sure pass. Minutes before we started, I noticed that my classmates would cheat papers. They already have answers even before the questionnaire was given. They offered me to copy it since I already knew their plan, and they reassured me that our proctor wouldn't notice the cheating. I haven't reviewed well for a final exam in a major subject. I was afraid of failing. If peers tempted me to cheat, I'm in a tight spot between honesty and passivity. It was about me, my classmates, and our teacher. I've been deciding whether should I cheat to get good grades or should I not join my classmates' plan even if I might fail, if I were to rely solely on stock knowledge. I also thought of telling our teachers about their cheating and simply not minding them, for they have nothing to do with me. If I cheat with my mates, I am dishonest. If I don't mind them, I'm showing no care for them. If I solely rely on what I know, I might really fail. I would regret cheating for high scores. I would feel guilt for not doing the right thing, but I would be disappointed to myself if I do fail. At the end, I decided to trust on what I know without anyone's help. I figured out that I could easily get over and faster with self-disappointment than the guilt involving others.